Roger, thank you for joining us at 15 minutes to the next hour. So much happening, so much unfolding. I learned from Cernovich, who's got some pretty good sources, that looks like Trump wants to move McMaster's, promote him into a 4-star position and move him out. What is the intel you've got on that? Other big things on your radar screen, my friend?
Well, first of all, Alex, let me say I didn't like you until I saw the Hillary Clinton dartboard in your office. And I knew we were kindred spirits immediately. That which does not kill you makes you stronger, Alex. And in 40 years in American politics and seeing the vituperation that was used against Richard Nixon, I have never seen a public campaign to take down a public figure like I have seen in this onslaught against you and InfoWars. It's breathtaking. Now, this is coming from a man who was attacked today in the U.S. Senate by Senator Dianne Feinstein, attacked this afternoon by Senator Al Franken. They repeated the false canard. I
saw it. It's incredible. And they won't let you ever testify.
Yeah, no, they just continue to malign me. We're in discussion with the U.S. Senate staff, but they want me to come in and talk to staff. No, I'll come in and talk to the senators. The exact same senators who disparaged me.
So why are they calling you a Russian spy? Why are they poisoning you with polonium? Why are they after you and me so much? Why is it in the, because let's talk about it. Why is it in the WikiLeaks, take down Roger Stone? Why is it in the Inside Veritas project where they say, oh, we took down the MVP, Roger Stone? Why do they hate you so much? What is it you and I are doing? Because some weeks you're getting attacked more than I am. It's like Trump's more than us, than you and I the most. Like you said with Nixon, it was over time they were demonizing him, but nothing this intense. What is going on here? What are they so scared of?
Our effectiveness, the fact that we are resisting the New World Order and we show no signs whatsoever of rolling over and going away quietly, because that's not going to happen. Working with a number of other activists, I have now helped launch freeourinternet.org. This is going to be the tip of the spear, where we can gather those like yourself, Cernovich, Breitbart, Daily Caller, Stone Cold Truth.
Because we have confirmed Google censorship. Let's break down. We need to get Trump's attention. He needs to do something about this.
Yeah, there's no question. They are trying to kneecap us. They are using a dozen, technological techniques between the so-called Ministry of Truth, the National Censorship Board that was set up and authorized by Barack Obama in 2016. That's now bearing fruit. They're now using federal money to pay for these third-party lefty groups. And when Media Matters for America and some woman who works there named Kreider, stalks my wife, stalks me, and I object to it on Twitter, well, then I'm beating up on women. No, I treat women exactly the same as I treat men. I believe women who are active in politics should be able to be criticized just like you would criticize men. But the left doesn't like it. And they're on the run. They know they're on the run. Whether it is an antitrust enforcement by the Trump Justice Department or a class action suit or a general public uprising, we're not going to let the toothpaste be put back in the tube. We are not going to have our free communications handicapped. We are not going to return to the days when ABC and NBC and CBS had a stranglehold, a monopoly on political discourse. Those days are not going to return, and we're going to fight to make sure they don't return. And that's why this character assassination. There's another one tonight in the St. Petersburg Times. This one says that I had nothing to do with the Brooks Brothers riot. I'm not ashamed of it. Yes, we stopped the Democrats from recounting the same group of ballots for the third time in Miami-Dade County. It was citizen action. But you get this constant, leak of falsehoods and vituperation. And of course, when a U.S. Senator calls you out and says you're a traitor, well, that's a very special moment.
And again, to the listeners, we got so much important news to cover, and we do cover it. We break so much of it. You break tons of it. Our guests break it. We care about America. We just want prosperity. We don't want to be slaves of the globalist. And everything we've talked about's come out now. Globalism's admitted, world government. So they don't know what to do. Just target the messengers. That's why we're live here saying, Go to InfoWarsStore.com if you haven't gotten it. Get Roger Stone's book. Go buy a T-shirt. Sign up for AutoShip. Get 10% off. We've got huge discounts, 30 to 20 to 40% off on all the major nutraceuticals. Free shipping on some of the items. And we're building the new studio. I'm putting everything into it I've got. I don't want to lose. So it's not just about defeating the globalists. I'll be honest. It's not just about living in a free country. That's why I started it. Now it's always been personal. But now they're really trying to destroy me. We're in the crucible. Roger really got hit by polonium. Roger really got T-boned and hit. Roger really does get death threats. We really do. They have hit pieces out. They have armies of lying reporters. They have just every dirty trick they can, but they're so discredited it's not working. They don't want to kill us. At least they've already tried on Roger. But then they're going to make us martyrs. But see, they were going to have hearings. They said they were. He was being called. But then they had to kill him so he couldn't be there so they could pin the whole Russian narrative on them. This is real. This is hardcore. That's why they're attacking us everywhere. CNN has an article out today saying, I'm gaining steam, I'm dangerous. Because, folks, we really do reach 45 million people a week. They're scared, some weeks even more. So, Roger, let's get into some of the news and the breaking information. But listen, InfoWars is yours, audience. You built it, you did it, I salute you. This is your weapon against the globalist. So pray for us, spread the articles, the videos, get around their bots. 20 times or less. Do they let him spread his tweets on Twitter? They block him on Facebook, spread Roger's info. Do your own information. Take my videos, name them something else like Peaches and Cream to get around their bots. Just fight them. Roger Stone. Let's get into some of these other big developments. What's going on with Trump? With him going after Assange or his minions, the CIA director saying, it's a foreign intelligence op. We want to arrest him. When Trump's like, give me more, Assange, good job. I don't want to, I like some of the stuff Trump's doing. I know he's a good guy, but the spending bill's too big. The Obamacare bill wasn't good enough. A lot of good stuff he's doing, too. But at the same time, I understand he's having to compromise some. But, my goodness, what's going on with the big guy?
Well, I think we have to be very candid. The fight continues when the two-party duopoly, when the political establishment could not defeat Donald Trump, now they seek to co-opt him. First, they tried to discredit him and to destabilize him. You remember that. There was the Electoral College argument, the recount argument, the Russian collusion argument. All of those, of course, have fallen away. So now they seek to co-opt him. I can confirm, as I said the other day, and I broke this news right here, I now believe the resignation of the Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy will come in the first week of June, as predicted first here on InfoWars. I can tell you that Senator Charles Grassley is really got the hammerlock on the president to appoint Judge Stephen Colleton from the 8th Circuit as the Supreme Court Justice. Alex, just say he is not who you and I would select. We know that Judge Neil Hartigan of Western Pennsylvania, of the Pennsylvania, or I should say the Pittsburgh district, remains a strong candidate. But I'm telling you, the dark horse, the president's real personal choice, in my opinion, remains Judge Andrew Napolitano. Mark my words, this will all unfold exactly as I have laid it out. I also learned today, working very closely with a very experienced New York City real estate attorney, that there is no doubt whatsoever that the refinancing of 666 Fifth Avenue, a building owned by the Kushner family, was partially refinanced by George Soros and his interests. That has now been confirmed as a fact. Did Soros think that perhaps by investing with the Kushner family that he was buying influence in the Trump administration? If the House and the Senate Intelligence Committees want to look into something nefarious, something suspicious, something that may be compromising for the Trump administration, then they should be looking into the activities of Mr. Soros. The other thing I would want to touch on here, Alex, is the deconstruction of Fox. This is not going to stop anytime soon. First, we saw Bill O'Reilly go, then Bill Shine. Believe me, Sean Hannity, my friend Judge Napolitano, Judge Jeanine Pirro, a great patriot, a great prosecutor, the person who should be the FBI director in this administration, I fear that those voices for freedom, those voices of liberty, are not going to be long for the Fox airwaves. And I don't have to tell you, Alex, they are merely pushing viewers to InfoWars. They are merely making us stronger as Rupert Murdoch and his sons seek to transform Fox into something that resembles the Sky Channel in Britain.
Expanding on this, we know there's been a war. I'm not saying Ailes is perfect. Bill O'Reilly said horrible lies about me and just, really, he's a bully. But Megyn Kelly destroyed her career, is scuttled off, scampered off to NBC. And the Murdochs really only care about all their other properties, I guess, and hanging out with all the socialites. But for me, this isn't about money. For me, this is about ideology. And I'm not in competition with Fox. And I turned down a couple shows with Fox. So I'm going to fly to New York every week to tape some weekend show and then be controlled. And I just see Fox killing itself when it actually had some good messages previously. Where do you think Fox is going?
Well, it's obviously not about profitability because Roger Ailes, who is a good friend and I think a good man who has been maligned by Gretchen Carlson and maligned by Megyn Kelly, I don't believe he sexually harassed either one of those women. And their stories have changed over time. So I think that this was a political assassination. It was a coup. I think anybody who knows Roger Ailes knows he's a right-thinking, patriotic American. He was not going to sit back and let Hillary Clinton steal the presidency. So they had to decapitate him. Now, like you, I'm not particularly a fan of Bill O'Reilly. His book on the Kennedy assassination, well, hell, he not only didn't write it, he's never read it. And I've got my own beef with Sean Hannity and Bill Shine, for that matter. I believe that I was blocked from the airways by those two gentlemen because of my beef with Mark Levin, a guy who really has a face for radio. But putting that aside, Fox is no longer going to be available to us as a conservative alternative to the mainstream media. And all they are doing is making InfoWars and Stone Cold Truth and so many other alternative media outlets stronger and more viable.
How do we keep President Trump honest? I mean, look, we'd be idiots if we didn't say, thank God we got Gorsuch, thank God that they didn't get the Supreme Court, thank the good Lord above that we've got 300 billion in new jobs coming in and 3 trillion plus in the stock market, and China's respecting us again, and we're getting some better deals there, and all these new companies are coming back, on and on and on and on and on. I mean, the first 70 days were almost perfect. I was just like floating on a cloud. Then 70 days in, I thought, oh, is that just a shill that Bannon's out? Clearly, the course changes. Now who is advising the president? I know he hears a bunch of people and then he makes the decisions, but clearly course changed. Is that because the whole government was just blocking him, both parties? He couldn't get people in. There was a government revolt. We know the deep state did that. That's admitted. And then now he's having to compromise. Is that what's happening? Because I still see a lot of good he's doing, but you can see now that it's not a purist movement.
I think he's being willfully misled, Alex. Here's what I know. I've known Donald Trump for almost 40 years. And when he has all the information, he almost invariably makes the right decision. It is only when he does not have all the information, or the information that he's been given has been colored or altered or manipulated to give him a false impression, that mistakes are made. We know for a fact that every single one of his advisors urged him to send 150,000 ground troops, boots on the ground in Syria. And fortunately, there was one man in the White House who didn't like that idea. One man who said, no, that's a terrible public policy. No, we're not doing that. That man was Donald J. Trump. So my confidence continues to be with the president. And my opposition is to those who mislead him. I picked up today's New York Times today to read about Ivanka Trump's agenda for the next 4 years. Ivanka had an agenda? Who knew? I saw her at the convention. I thought she was terrific. I like her. I think she is terrific. But now suddenly she's unveiling an agenda? Who voted for Ivanka Trump? Who voted for Jared Kushner? Who voted for any of these globalists? And then we have news today that Richard Grenell, who no one, I think, fought harder and more effectively for Donald Trump. Grinnell, a former diplomat under the Bush administration, but a guy who's come full circle, who understands the danger of the globalists, who has renounced the New World Order. He's openly gay. He was one of the most effective surrogates for Donald Trump. It was announced that he was the president's choice to be NATO ambassador. It would have been a superb nomination. We learned today that that appointment has been nixed by Rex Tillerson. And I am told that it is because he objects to the fact that Grinnell, despite the fact that he is learned and distinguished and experienced, is openly gay. Now, that's not what I voted for, not me. I'm a libertarian. I don't care about your sexual orientation. I care about your philosophy and your experience and your qualifications. This is very disappointing. And making it even worse, Alex, is the people surrounding Secretary Tillerson. They're never Trumpers. The people telling him that he can't hire Grinnell, a Trump loyalist, they're never Trumpers. This is a real blow to those who understand loyalty, to those who understand the quality and the character of Rick Grinnell, a man who has earned this job, in my opinion.
All right, so, Roger, I want to thank you for the time tonight, and I just want to thank you for your friendship and all you've done. This isn't that important a story. I'm shocked the guy spent, I think, like 2 months here, 3 months, putting this together. Alex Jones will never stop being Alex Jones. I guess this is to be from BuzzFeed, who I know you mentioned is one of the worst things out there, getting sued for all their disinfo for Pissgate and the rest of it. I was reading, just scanning some of this during the break earlier, and I remember election night, because everything in here is lies. I mean, I can't believe, and I can't believe they're saying someone was here on election night, I really want to know who they are, and said that I was depressed Donald Trump won. We said everything that night drinking champagne in here that we believed. I had been up for 24 hours, and I'd been up since like 3, 4 in the morning that day, so I'd been up. I was totally exhausted and saying nationalism's exploding. I could be killed today, but my work's going to go on. But I could die and know I've really made change. But I said to you, I'm really upset because they're really going to fight us now. It's like Savage had said a week before, you know, we win this election, the war really begins. I knew they were coming after me then. I knew that, wow, we even had bigger responsibilities. And even the next day you said celebrate, Alex, and I said celebrate when I had Mexican food or whatever. I said, I am celebrating, but man, this is going to be hard now. This is, I mean, I was excited about it. I knew they were going to attack me even more, and we were going to get even bigger. We had those discussions, and I read this, and it says, reading this article, so I want you to talk about what you remember. He's the Goebbels of 2016. Back to this Nazi crap. When you go online, I mean, it's like they say, he likes David Duke, but David Duke hates me more than anybody, and I had to hear about that. I mean, it's just weeks ago. The media didn't say anything about that. They just reported. It says, on November 9th, mainstream media woke up to the contours of an honest-to-God information war. Alex Jones named his company after it in 98. No, it was 97 I registered that name. I moved the registry later, though. He's the architect of our current political moment, and yet he looks miserable. And it goes on to basically say that, oh, we won't be big now. We need Democrats to bash. What? I thought with everything I had against Hillary, I paid people $100,000+ just as a bonus, $1,000 a piece, $5,000. They got it all over TV to go say Bill Clinton's a rapist. I financed women to, you know, fly up and be on the debates and all sorts of crap. I put airplanes up saying Hillary for prison. I got death threats, attacked, boycotted, hell on earth, the media coming after me, and then they sit here and write an article saying that I didn't want Donald J. Trump to be elected because I looked miserable at 3 a.m. in the morning. You were here the next day. I mean, this is crazy. I talked to the president. Go ahead.
We were punch drunk. We were so happy we were ebullient. Yes, you pointed out that the fight wasn't over. The president said that in his own remarks. Remember when he said, even though this election is over, the fight has just begun. But to say that you were depressed or morose or negative or angry, Well, that's just a flat out lie. That's a blatant mainstream media BuzzFeed lie. I was there. I was with you for God knows what, 8, 9, 10 hours straight. We were celebrating. We were enjoying every second of the discomfort of the Clintonites.
Exactly. And then I was totally, and then after you left, I still went to the video till 4. It's the last one. Drudge linked to it. It's very powerful. What was it titled? Like, you know, My Life is Fulfilled or something. It was on Facebook mentions and on our streams. Do knows the name, but I'm going to find that tonight. We're going to play that with Millie Weaver tonight, where I was just like in a rapture that even if Trump wasn't perfect, this showed globalism was on the rocks. Now they admit it is. This is such victory. And then they steal the essence of what we are and say, we're not real, we're fake, and we wanted Hillary to win. You think it's fun to have a murderer like Hillary calling you the dark art? You think it's fun to have all that? I just, these people are the literal scum of the earth when it comes to their lies. They just invert reality, Roger. It is the most sophistic crap. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, look, there's nothing better than waking up in the morning and seeing 2 freshman congressmen kicking your testicles around on national television like a football and calling you a traitor. I got into politics because of the anti-communism of Barry Goldwater. I stayed in politics because... You
live in Cuba. You're married to a Cuban lady whose family was locked up by Castro. You battled Castro. I know. My family fought communists. I mean, I can't even get into it because a lot of it's, you know, obviously off record. I am so... And then they had hearings. I said, Roger, quit getting so mad. Then they finally had hearings where they said, I'm being criminally investigated for actually being a Russian spy. I don't get visited by the FBI. I don't get to go to Congress and testify. I just get called that, and I got really mad, too. Then they said, oh, arrest Alex. He got mad. It's unbelievable, Roger.
No, I was on a debate last night on WIOND on the 100 Days opposite this very articulate Democrat, and he talked about how the Russians use bots to retweet and repost the InfoWars.com links. No, they don't. That's a lie. That is what Media Matters for America does with the crap and disinformation they put out. But no one's interested in that. So, look, the fight has just begun. I'm just warming up. I am going to testify for the Senate and the House, and I'm going to take the exact words of these worthy elected officials, and I'm going to prove where they have been dishonest, where they have told half-truths, partial truths, non-truths. It's just the basic smear tactics of the left, and the facts don't matter. But I know you know me, I'm not rolling over.
Absolutely.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it is just the craziest crap on earth. All right, Roger Stone, StoneColdTruth.com. It's up to the listeners and viewers if they believe like we believe. If they want to see change like V says in Vendetta, then you're our champions, we're your champions. I love you all. Hopefully Millie takes some calls coming up. I took some calls today. I'm going to be right through live tomorrow. Roger Stone, thank you so much, my friend.
Let me make this final point. Alex, 1 week into Caveman, I love this stuff. My energy is boundless. This is a great, great product. So if you want to help the movement, you want to keep InfoWars strong and vibrant and robust, go to the InfoWarsStore.com and grab this Caveman formula. This is one of the best products you've ever turned out.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I just researched it, and I talked to all the sports folks I know. Thank you, Roger. I know Roger's been a bodybuilder, marathon guy, you name it. Pretty tough guy. He's in great shape for his age, a lot better shape than I am, and he's a lot older than me. But thank you so much, Roger. We'll talk to you soon. StoneColdTruth.com. Get his book, InfoWarsStore.com.